Hi, welcome to Chapter 3, Conditionals. Conditionals mean sequences that only run under certain conditions. So for example, you know how to play the game red light, green light, right? Let's think about how it's played. So if the caller says green, then you're going to run, right? And then if the caller says yellow, you're going to slow down. And if they say red, you're going to stop, right? Those are the only three directions you have. And you know that the color is attached to a specific action. It's never that green is stop, right? Just like for when we are driving for real. The cars know go is green, etc. So in today's lesson, we're going to look at, I'd like you to go to Express Course Lesson 11, Conditionals in B. And we're going to do 11, Puzzle 3. Here it is. So we have a bee here, and looking at the directions, the bee has to check underneath every cloud to see if there's a flower. If there is a flower, we have to collect the nectar once. Okay, make sure we see all directions. Remember, not all clouds hide the same thing. So if we're looking here, we can see we have some new blocks for us. We have if at flower, do. And then we have two different blocks here, get nectar and make honey. Okay? Just like the last chapter, I mentioned that you could drag it out if you need to help you remember you have to use that. It's up to you. Over here, we can only use 8 blocks, and we do have step over here. All right, so let's go and see. Let's take a look and get the bee to the this square first. So how many times will we have to move forward? Oh, is there an opportunity there for a loop block? Yes, there is. So let's put it there. And what's he going to do twice? Move forward. There we go. Oop. 2. Let's run it. Okay. Now we need to get the bee to collect the nectar. So we are not done yet. So let's reset. So let's pretend we're here. Now the bee is facing this way, isn't he? So he has to turn which way to face this way to go this direction. Right. Right. So we're going to drag our turn right block. And then how many times will the bee have to move to get to the end? Just like this one, right? Right here. So we could put repeat 2 times right there and repeat what? Move forward twice. Okay, now we have our bee. He's going this way, he's going this way, but remember, he has to check for flowers, and we don't know if there are flowers underneath this or not. So we need to look at this block and see if at flower, what's the bee going to do again? Get the nectar once. So let's get our nectar. And now our challenge is to figure out where to put this block. All right. So if we put it inside, what's that mean? It's going to look for the flower twice. Okay. Or should we put it outside where it looks for a flower how many times? Once. What makes the most sense? Probably that one. Let's try it. Yes, so we did it. And don't forget to review the code. Okay, you ready for the next one? Puzzle 4. Okay, so we have a long path here where it's going to go in one direction. Same thing, we're going to collect any nectar if there are flowers here. Okay, we can use 5 blocks. We already have 1 finished. But let's first figure out how many times our bee has to go to get to the end. Let's count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So we can put repeat, move what? Make sure you snap it underneath. And this should be 7. Okay, so that's our motion, our action. But now we have our conditional. If at flower, get nectar, right? So are we going to put it outside or inside this time? Probably inside, just like last time. Let's try it. We've used 5 blocks. If you have used more than 5, it's okay. We're just going to have to keep practicing and get more efficient. But it's okay for now. Oh, let's look at the code. If you're curious, you could look at it before the puzzle's over. Also, if you need a hint again, we could get some hints over here, but we're going to move it on. Let's run it. Yay! Happy bee, happy bee. And there's the code. Okay. And here's our last puzzle for this chapter. All right. So we don't have any clouds this time, but we do have the flowers spaced unevenly. So we need to get it using the fewest blocks possible. And we only have 5 to use, right? So how many blocks will the bee have to go to get to the end? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Again. So let's try that again. Repeat how many times? 7. Move forward. And then we need the next one, the conditional. If at flower, get nectar, and put that inside, and let's try it again. If you want to do step by step, that's fine too. Okay, we did that. Good job. And show that code. Okay. Now, if we go back here to our life skill for this lesson, we talked about perseverance in chapter 1, and I really wanted to bring it back for this one because this is another way to explain and show what it means to persevere. And if you don't know, Michael Jordan, he's one of the greatest NBA players ever, basketball. And I want you to listen what he's saying. Okay? It's called a failure commercial.
I've missed more than 9,000 shots in my career. I've lost almost 300 games. 26 times I've been trusted to take the game-winning shot and missed. I've failed over and over and over again in my life. And that is why I succeed.
I've failed over and over again in my life, and that is why I succeed. What does that mean? Now, failure to you might sound like not such a great word. And, sometimes we attach it to a negative thing. But I want you to think of it as a positive thing, as much as it's kind of weird. Because imagine if you never practiced your letters, you never practiced how to walk, you couldn't run or write right now. And you had to fall a lot. You had to really get those letters. You had to write those letters over and over. You had to listen to the sounds. You practiced a lot. So with this, I want you to think about this phrase. You have to fail to succeed. Michael Jordan said he took a lot of shots. He failed. He missed. He lost a lot of games. Right? But that's what makes him great, is because he keeps trying. He keeps practicing. And like we said, we don't give up. We keep going and we keep trying. Okay? Going back to our reflection questions for this conditionals lesson, what are some things that we succeeded on? So I think we did a good job with our loops. We knew how to use those, right? Do we have any problems? What is something that we have to work on? Maybe we got frustrated. Maybe you got really tired of it. We need to take a step back. We need to breathe. We need to believe in ourselves, tell ourselves we can do it, all right? And then we already talked about those life skills right there, okay? So I want you to think about that as you're doing the lessons and the puzzles.